Hello and welcome back to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very welcome, and this is the culmination of 20 weeks of countdown of the maps voted by you at the end of What Map over the last goodness knows how many years. We've reached the number one. This map down below is not a replacement. This is not a map that I've had to switch in because we're not allowed to review it. This is the greatest map of all time as voted by the viewers of What Map. And I've had a quick look. I've not gone into all of the details. I'm going to have a few nice surprises myself, no doubt, as we're doing some fly-throughs. But it holds up pretty well for an older map. And it is an older map. Uploaded to the workshop in December of 2018. So, well, 5 years back. And while you might argue that there are definitely some things that would be better now, remember the last two maps that we've had a look at in the second and third place were in the second and third place off their original review ratings and have been rebuilt by that creator to be even better and even better. We've got a creator that's not been active in the Skylines community of late, and so they've not had the chance to update this. But I'll tell you what, if it was updated, then it would be just, well, sublime. Meanwhile, it's still an excellent map. And remember, the ratings were of its time in 2018. So when the map gets these sort of ratings, it says a lot for the map. Okay? So what have we got at number one? Well, it's Potestas. I think that's how it's pronounced. By ZOSO. Potestas is how I'm going. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, in terms of buildable area, very strong, but also technical enough to be a challenge without being a struggle. You know those maps that are just enough to make you think. Every time you're doing something, you're having to think a little bit. That is how a map should be, I feel. Well, a good map. Yes, there are exceptions to every rule, and sometimes a big desert map doing a Las Vegas style build and all you want to do is a grid city, then that's perfectly fine as well. But what you see here is just a lovely little technical map with plenty of buildable space. It looks and feels pretty good, and you know, the networking, it pretty much holds up by today's standards from what I've seen at return glances. Okay, so I've already told you it was uploaded in December 2018. It doesn't require any DLC. It has 29 items off the workshop, including network extensions too, which should be working fine for everybody, but if it's not, I'm sorry, but that's just the way things go. Amongst those 29 items, we're using the Clara theme and the Relight Neutral LUT. It currently, at the time of recording, has 2,497 subscribers. 235 of those have marked it as a favourite. Has a 4-star rating on Steam from 128 votes. And I reviewed this in episode 513 of What Map, where I gave it 5 stars for aesthetics, 4 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential. So, I suppose we're just gonna go down and have a look around, okay? But the first thoughts are, well, you can see where the start square is going to be, clearly here, around this this double roundabout. I don't know what sort of intersection we're going to call this one, but it's very nicely done there. Buildable space from there, whichever direction you go in, you are hitting interesting, let me pull this there we go. Whichever direction you go into, you are hitting in, like here, you can have a river running through the middle of the tile. Here, you've got some sort of desert or fields or what of sand or whatever in the middle of the. Here, this is really tricky, but definitely usable. Over here, again, tricky river, lakes. Wherever you go, it's flat, but it's broken. And not the map is broken, but the area is broken. Oh, speaking of broken, I was having a look at the comments, and about the last 4 or 5 comments, going back to about 2020, were saying how broken the map was. I'm not finding anything here. The only thing I've seen, we have got the floating rocks today, although it looks like ZOSO hasn't used so many of them, so it's not going to be quite as dramatic a view as some of the previous recent reviews. But yeah, floating rocks are definitely a thing in this map. But that's a BonBon mod setting that I haven't worked out what's causing it. So again, I'll apologise if we see any, but that's just to be expected, I'm afraid. Anyway, so yeah, so from the start square, whichever direction you go, it's definitely buildable and playable, but it's thinkable as well, and I just love that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Down here we've got a really interesting waterscape. We've got really interesting rivers running across the map. And we go 1, 2, 3. We'll call this 1 here. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Basically about 6 different rivers, all breaking up the map into slivers. With lakes as well. There's even a dry river on here, which we're going to find, which is one of the earliest dry rivers we've ever seen in What's Map. But I've waffled on long enough. Let's get down there and have a look, shall we? So if the start square is here, I want to come in from this direction, because first of all, we've got this really double interesting bridge here. That's quite interesting too. But I think what we'll do is we'll come in from the top up here, take the left, follow it around, do a double right, and reach the start square that way. That's the plan for today. And I did start the simulation. We have got a mini dam on this map. It's not a bringer of style map. Bringer of fire style map. It is not. It's just a small little dainty dam. And remember, this was before Revelstoke, before we started realizing that actually, do you know what, we can do some magical things with dams. All right, so yeah, ZOSO, yeah, so you have to turn back the clock a little way, but when you do, you find ZOSO. And ZOSO at the time was, well, you know how we all, I mean, okay, the last 2 days I've spoken about Bringer of Fire a lot, so today we're not. Okay, there's one of those floating rocks. Ignore the floating rocks, all right? So today we're not. Today we're going to pick on Sidai, okay? Today, if I said to you, who's the greatest map maker of the moment? You might argue, and I would not argue against you. I would throw some other names into the loop, but I wouldn't argue against you. Would be Sidai. Well, at the time that ZOSO was making maps, ZOSO was Sidai, okay? This is how you need to think about it. And when you look at a map like this that is 5 years old, is it 5 years old? It's December 20th, nearly 5 years old. Getting on as good as 5 years old. When you get a map that is this sort of age, where everything has moved on. I don't even know if we had move it exports at that point, but everything's moved on. And yet you get a map which is the quality of this that still holds up today. Now, you might argue that it's not as good as, well, I would say maybe you're right, because things move on. Maybe you're right. Again, I'm not going to argue with you. These are your calls to make. I'm just here to showcase. This is my job, isn't it? To showcase and to suggest maps that maybe you hadn't seen or you hadn't thought about, or maybe this is exactly the map that you need for your last city build. There is always that. Also, notice it's before intersection marking tool. Don't you know that ZOSO would have been using no controller and intersection marking tool on these junctions? Don't you know it? I know it. Absolutely know it. But anyway, bridge time. Didn't we say it was a double bridge? No, I have to take a right. Oh no, was it? Hang on, where is the other bridge? I thought there was a double bridge go. Oh no, it was a single bridge, double intersection. That was the one. We've got the wind turbines here. Very nice, because this bridge would have needed electricity, right? So, so having them here is making sure this bridge has the power that it needs to exist, because bridges need electricity. Yeah. And look again, of its time. Look at the quality of the placement of that bridge right there. So good. Heading over here, we've got a little lake down here, and again, just little things that today we okay, we're going to get a little bit of pull out, so you get all of the pop out sorted here. But yeah, this is the sort of things that we expect, we take for granted these days, right? And back then we weren't blessed with this. We really weren't. Anyway, heading down this way, there's a little bum. Plenty of trees on the map as well. Plenty. It's very green. Very, very green. Now, if you can see a glitch here, I promise you it's not a glitch. I'm seeing a glitch on my CCTV out the corner of my eye at the moment. Yep, there's the glitch on my CCTV at the moment. It's a slug. I'm gonna have to go and remove that slug straight after I finish recording this. Yeah, but anyway, that's not a glitch. That's a feature. We're coming to that later. Okay, I did say there were a few things to subscribe to. Not the world's longest list, is it? How many I say it was 29 items off the workshop. Far from the world's longest list of items on the workshop, but it's definitely yeah, it's got one or two interesting ones. Okay, one or two interesting ones. That glitch, which I'm going to call it, is one of them, and there's going to be one a little bit further down the map as well, which I'm saving for a little bit later on the flyover. Beautiful, beautiful assets. Right, this is your start square. Right, we're in start square territory. Now we've got these double roundabouts just offset from each other. This, I imagine, is where most people are going to start building. This is the main buildable area, not just on the map, but in the start square. Not just in the start square, in the map. Lots of detail work going on with the roundabout as well, so credit there. And then we also have the rail coming in from over here into Start Square, in case you would like some rail. Why would you not? We'll look at fields in a moment, I guess. Then over here we have another roundabout, Start Square roundabout, but it leaves the Start Square through the hill. The edge of the Start Square is, if I remember rightly, let's just check it. There we go, it comes through the hill. So you can leave the Start Square via the hill into this area. I mean, you can come through the hill, or you can come through the pass. I mean, I don't mind either way. Okay, these are the choices you get to make as a city builder. The forest work. Remember, this is the old school forest. We're not playing about with the new forests here. The forests here are with the old original trees, but also with a few workshop, well, a whole bunch of workshop trees as well. That's what I should have led with that, actually, shouldn't I? Yeah, let me come back over here. Right. The forest is using a whole bunch of workshop trees as well as the original vanilla trees as well. There we go. I got it right eventually. We've got these little, like this is that sandy pit that I was talking about in the second tile. Do you work around that? Do you do something special with it? I don't know what you would do with that, but you can be creative. The fields are a decent shape, a decent size, a little bit interesting, but the minimalistic prop line tool for marking them out, just to break them up. So again, that's just a different style. Again, nothing wrong with that style. Everybody's got a different style, and that one works perfectly fine as well. The tree lining the river coming up to here, but then clearing away the tree lined rivers just so that you can actually do some building right up to the river's edge along here as well. Some rock detailing down this way too. And then that goes up to just look at the river there. Just look how gorgeous. We've even got, well, you can't see the dam in the top corner. We'll go and check the dam in a moment. I'm going to head over to that first feature, the little feature, the glitch, which is a little what's it called? A monument, a obelisk. Obelisk is the word I'm looking for. Well done, brain. You found it eventually. Just here. This is the only place you'll see this on the map. It's just a little icon, basically. Makes the map into something a little bit different than it would have been. And also, just look at the tree painting leading up to it. Just look at the shapes of how the trees just bring this into what I would call like almost as a park life area, isn't it? This is all set for park life right there. Very nice indeed. We do have another little feature area to check out in a moment, but before we do that, I want to go over to the dam, which is I've lost the dam. What did I do with the dam? Damn it. It's over here. Found it. There we go. So yeah, we have a little dam in place for those of you that like to have a little dam on your map. It's not going to produce you the most power of all because it's only a small drop. But again, it's a nice little thing that's been included. And I did say something about a dry river earlier as well. One of the earliest dry rivers. And again, I like the way that it's been worked here with the rocks building up here. I think this Potestas may have inspired me. I think maybe, possibly. I don't remember if this came out before Merrickstowe or after. But I included something a little bit similar to this in Merrickstowe. But yes, that's all. Merrickstowe being my first map, by the way, just in case you're wondering what's Merrickstowe. Yeah, it was my first attempt at map making. It was quite good for its time, for a first map. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it now. It's okay. Go and play it. Go on, let me know. Let me know if it still works, but it's not one I would choose to build on personally anymore. And keep vowing I'm going to go back and remake it, but it's pointless now, I feel. Anyway, there's your dry river down here, and then this is where it would all merge back into the river network over this way. So that's just a nice little thing. Don't see many dry rivers within the game, and there's that. It was done well, done very well. Loving the ridge work here as well. Clara theme. Come on, let's hear it for Clara. Clara map, I reckon, would have been in the top one, easily in the top 100, probably in the top 30 or 40. I would have suggested, maybe even higher. But unfortunately, it was reviewed before we started the rating system, and so the 5-star rating giving you the vote. So yeah, Clara isn't well. It's represented in the winning map with the theme. All right, that's about the best we can do for Clara, I'm afraid. If we head over that way, let's just look at the tree painting over here. You might argue is at best okay over here. It is out of the 25 tiles. It is only for distance, and from down here when you're taking your screenshots, I think it looks okay. I think it looks good from down here. A little quarry area, just simple quarry area. No extra work gone in there, but does the job again. It's all subtle. Subtle work is sometimes the best work, right? We do have that big water scape down here, don't we? With a big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. Is that the last time I'm going to say that? I want me to say it one more time. Everybody loves a big old bridge. There we go. I feel better now. Oh, please let there be a lighthouse. Oh, please. Please, 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 please. If not, I might have to place one. Oh, wow. This can't be happening to me. No, 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 no. I don't see one. Oh, I'm gutted. But anyway, no, I'm not going to place one. And I've not seen a factory either. So I think we've seen the last of the everybody's favourite factories as well. But anyway, the Essential Lighthouse. Isn't she absent? Nice intersections all. Okay. Now, if we head up this way, we'll see another glitch. And I think this might have been worth about half a star in itself, the inclusion of this. I mean, it's a magnificent creation. Let me just set the camera down here. A magnificent creation. And you look at it and you go, but what's it doing out here in the countryside? I don't have an answer. I think in real life, isn't this in Berlin or some? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure though it's a water feature in real life. I think. I want to say Berlin. It might be Hamburg. Pretty sure it's a German city. Somebody correct me, okay? It'll be Stockholm now or something, won't it? But you know me. My knowledge of Germany is as good as my knowledge of Sweden. Anyway, the river work over here as well. This is all that river work I was talking about earlier. Just breaking up the way that the map is buildable. Some of these areas are a little bit more challenging, not so flat. And then you get into the middle of the map and it is far more flat with just a few little undulations going on here and there. It's a challenge, but it's easy and it's a challenge. Does that make any sense at all? I think, to me, it does. I love this. I'm so glad to see it right at the top of the charts. So glad to see it right at the top of the charts. I'm still a bit surprised that Revelstoke didn't nail it in the end, but I can't argue against this one. It's just an outstanding map, and for its time, for its age, when it was released, it was so much better than anything else. And this was at a time when map makers were definitely at their most active. We had a huge community knocking out maps, and we were getting such an abundance of amazing work, driving the genre forward. And then ZOSO was there, stood on top of the crown, making things that other people just couldn't even imagine. So well done, ZOSO. You are our number one. I was going to say our greatest of all time. You've created our greatest map of all time, which I guess makes you the greatest of all time. I guess. And never to be dethroned, because that is it. This is the end of the top 100 countdown. What map has now come to an end, with the exception of the occasional one-off review where if we see an interesting map on the workshop that just has to have a review, I think we'll still do it, and there'll be a BonBonBuddy vote map, along request map some point. We'll find a way to make it all work, won't we? And then, I mean, I've got a few other things lined up to keep the channel busy between now and October. And then when October comes, honestly, I have no idea what we're going to be doing. There might not be a map editor. There may be no reason for a what map. I'm definitely going to be doing some Let's Plays, because I've got to learn the game as well. I'm not just going to come in and pretend I know everything, because I don't. Because like you, I've never played it. So there's going to be lots coming on the channel, so make sure you subscribe, notification bell, all that kind of stuff as well. And if you haven't clicked like on this video already, why not? You've made it right to the very end, so you might as well do that now. You're a lovely person. A lovely person. So there we go, our best map of all time, Potestas by ZOSO, with a 97.25% approval rating, your greatest map of all time. And I can't disagree with you, really. Even if I do, a little bit. Big shout out to all the BonBon buddies on YouTube membership and Patreon for supporting the channel. You guys are the very, very best. I love you very, very much. And we'll be back again very, very soon with something. I promise. Thanks for watching.